Live from the Rose Bowl, On TV Sports presents North American Soccer League action as the Los Angeles Aztecs host the Seattle Sounders. And a pleasant good evening to you from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. I'm Tom Kelly. This is Dan Avey. And tonight, Seattle and the LA Aztecs, a most important contest for Seattle. The Aztecs, of course, are playoff bound. We'll talk more about that in just a bit. Let's talk about a couple of talented young players on the Aztec team. Hulcer and Shelton, two young Americans, and two of the starters.
That's right. Dave Shelton out of the University of Indiana, Larry Hulcer out of St. Louis University, college-trained pro soccer players, both midfielders, both with exceptional speed. Shelton will drop back and be a defender tonight. But the future of this team depends on American athletes like this, Tom, and these two are awfully good.
Last week, you and the commissioner of the league, Phil Woosnam, talked about American players and the international stars they're playing with and, in fact, competing with for starting spots on these teams. Next year, 3 Americans or North Americans will be on every starting lineup. Are they ready to compete in that regard?
Not really, not with the competition and the level of players coming over from overseas, but they're never going to be good enough unless they are force-fed into the competition, and that's what they're doing.
That's a good point. Let's talk about one of the real superstars of the North American Soccer League, 3 times an all-league selection and all-star. This man here, Derek Smethurst, 13 goals, 28 points. He's a great one.
He sure is, and when you got Boulton of the Aztecs, who is leading the league in shutouts, the goaltender now has 7. Smethurst is like to be the guy who might put it in and spoil number 8 tonight.
All right, let's take a look at the standings. As we see, the Los Angeles Aztecs are, of course, in second place and have assured themselves of a playoff spot. And Seattle, as we were talking a moment ago, Dan, desperately needs a win tonight. In fact, they've got to win their next 2 contests if they hope to get a wild card spot. They've won 13, lost 15. You see the Aztecs have won 16 and lost 12, 144 points, and the Sounders 123. We'll tell you more about the playoffs and what could happen in a bit. Now let's check the lineup for the Seattle Sounders. First of all, in goal is number 30, Cliff Brown. On defense for Seattle, John Impey is number 14, and Ian Bridge is number 29. Other defenders for Seattle, Eddie Kruger is number 13, and number 3 is Jim McAllister. To the midfielders now, John Ryan, number 2, Steve Buttle, number 15, and Mickey Cave is number 12. And to the forwards or strikers, Derek Smethurst, number 10, Alan Hudson, number 4, and Jimmy Neighbor, number 8. And the coach of the Seattle Sounders is Jim Gabriel. Well, you've met the Sounders. Now let's meet the Los Angeles Aztecs.
My name is Colin Boulton and I come from Derby, England.
Dave Shelton, Chicago, Illinois. My name is Michael Keri from Yugoslavia and Belgrade.
John McGrane from Glasgow, Scotland.
My name is Bob Sibbald. I'm from Heaven in England.
Hi, I'm Thomas Rongen. I'm from Holland, Amsterdam.
My name is Jose Javier Sanchez Galindo. I come from Mexico City.
Larry Hulcer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, I'm Chris Dangerfield. I'm from Birmingham, England.
My name is Leo van Veen and I come from Holland, Utrecht.
I'm Johan Cruijff. I come from Holland, from Amsterdam.
Rinus Michels, head coach of the Aztecs from Amsterdam.
Those are the officials working the contest tonight. The referee is Keith Stiles, and the linesmen are David Roach and Steve Verzecki. A bit later on in our telecast, Dan Avey is going to be, well, at halftime, actually. We'll have the contest drawing where you, the on-TV subscribers, have selected the worst of the programs and the best of the programs. And, Dan, you've got some fine prizes to award.
We sure do. Let's take a look at the goaltenders that'll be working in tonight's game. Colin Boulton, there's his goals against average, leads the league in shutouts, and here's Cliff Brown. He's only playing in about his 3rd game of the year because Ivanov, the regular goaltender for this team, is hurt, and so Brown is going to have to step in and do yeoman service in these last 2 games if Seattle is indeed to get a wild card. And to be assured of the wild card, there's Rinus Michels. Seattle must win their final 2 games. They could still make it without winning both, but they should win tonight to make it.
I'll remind you, this program is authorized under television rights granted by the Los Angeles Aztecs. It is solely for the entertainment of our audience, and any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this event, including the imposition of a charge for viewing of the program without the express written consent of the LA Aztecs, is strictly prohibited. There he is, Johan Cruijff.
You could call him the franchise. He leads this team in everything, does whatever is necessary. Tonight he will be playing up front. He has played at midfield. He's played on defense when needed. Johan Cruijff, not big physically, but big in presence. He is only 5'9", about 150, 32 years old, out of Holland. Many think he is the best in the world at what he does, and that is play soccer professionally. Johan Cruijff.
Tim Gabriel over there looking on as number 2, John Ryan, gets some last-minute repairs to his, looks like his broken shoelace. Or a little tape around the ankle.
Putting the tape on the shin guard there that they wear under the socks, some of the players do.
The Aztecs have not defeated the Sounders since May 28, 1977 in the Kingdom. I think they're 5-7 overall, and they really have had a tough time with the Seattle side. In fact, Seattle can cause a lot of problems. They scored 9 goals a bit earlier on this season.
Well, translate that to football, that would be 63 points if you gave them 7 for every one.
That's Jimmy Neighbor with the ball, and Johan Cruijff traps it, takes it away at midfield, but Sounders come right back on top, and that's Alan Hudson with it now. On defense, Galindo. Hudson maintains possession. Down the side, in the corner to Cave. Cave being marked in the corner by Keri. Back out to Neighbor. Neighbor and Bobby Sibbald, the captain of the Aztecs. And a little tete-a-tete. Sibbald tries to tackle him off the ball.
You hear somebody saying, John, that is Colin Boulton, the Aztec goalie, moving John McGrane around. Our microphones are right there. You can hear the Aztec goaltender directing the defense himself. And it is McGrane who is marking Derek Smethurst tonight.
And that was Keri who puts the ball back to the Aztec goalie, Colin Boulton. And Colin Boulton clears it out on the left side. And with it now is Shelton. No score. Contest just underway. Keri down the left side to Larry Hulcer. Back to Keri. Whistle. Foul is going to be called against Seattle. It'll be a free kick coming up for the Aztecs. They'll maintain possession at the midfield line.
For those
on the attack. Yes, Dan.
For those of you who are new, 2 45-minute running halves in soccer, and then overtime if necessary to decide the game. And I say if you're new, and I hope you'll pardon us, but for instance, over 1,000 people subscribed to On TV for the first time just yesterday. So new people joining us all the time.
Leo Van Veen to Galindo on the far side. And with it over there, we've got Shelton. And Dave Shelton tackled off the ball by Steve Buttle. But the Aztecs come back to maintain possession. Rongen in the middle to Van Veen. A little heel kick, give and go to Rongen, who worked his way through the defense. But ever alert there on defense for Seattle was John Impey, number 14. You see Brown, and there's Eddie Kruger, an American player, playing for the Seattle Sounders. No score. Game just underway here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Tom Kelly and Dan Avey at midfield. Seattle with it. Now the Aztecs, Galindo, captain of the Mexican team in World Cup play from Argentina. Van Veen heads it back out, kicked away from Cruijff. But the Aztecs maintain possession. This is Hulcer. Cruijff. He's magnificent. And a little shoving contest there. And it's going to be a foul against Seattle. Johan Cruijff.
He's being marked by Jimmy McAllister tonight, the 22-year-old out of Seattle Prep.
Tipped in, the goal mouth nearly so, knocked away. And it'll be over the goal line and a goal kick coming up for Seattle. He was Rookie of the Year in '77, McAllister, and a real Horatio Alger story here. Here is a homegrown American out of Seattle who has really made his way into the North American Soccer League at this fine level of play. And
back in the Soccer Bowl 2 years ago, when Seattle lost to the Cosmos, and they picked up their title, Pelé gave young McAllister his jersey at the end of the game.
The highest accolade one soccer player can give to another. Actually, it can kind of work both ways. They'll give you your shirt for doing a magnificent job of playing defense or marking him. And also, if you've been pulling at him and jerking him around all night, they'll give you the shirt as if to say, here, you've been pulling at it all night for 90 minutes, I'll give it to you now, and then walk away. So it can work both ways, but I'm sure in the case of Pelé and young McAllister, it was a compliment.
Well, McAllister, his first year in the league, he was an all-star out of Seattle High School. Believe it or not, Seattle Prep High. Never even played college soccer. 22 years old, wears number 3 for the Sounders.
There's no score in this contest. Michael Keri of the Aztecs has it. Sends it in the middle to Galindo. Back to Keri. Intercepted, but unable to maintain possession was Alan Hudson. Aztecs have it. Van Veen high in the air to try and head it away, but he missed it. And Brown, the Seattle goalie, drops it off. Kruger sends it into the middle to Buttle. And back in the middle for Ryan. Ahead to Hudson. Hudson at midfield. Drops it back on the left side. That's Impey. Back to Hudson. Seattle trying to get their offense started.
I would think, Tom, the Aztecs want to test the Seattle netminder right away because Brown is only the 4th game that he has played in. He's a substitute goaltender, and nobody really knows how good he is. He should find out tonight. He did play a magnificent second half against San Diego. When Ivanov was hurt, he came in and threw 45 minutes or half a shutout at San Diego, and Seattle won 2-0 the other night.
Cave centered that ball in for Neighbor, but it was headed away by the Aztec defense. And the Aztecs Galindo now at midfield. Crosses it over to Bobby Sibbald, who tried to head it down to Hulcer. Seattle intercepting. At midfield, Neighbor. McAllister. Cave. Kruger. Keri back on defense. Runs Neighbor off the ball and intercepts for Los Angeles. 39 minutes remain in this first 45-minute half of action, and we have no score yet in the match here at the Rose Bowl. Seattle and LA. Aztecs are assured of a playoff spot. The Sounders need a couple of victories if they're going to find their way into the wild card situation. We'll run down the playoffs and who's in and who has a chance to get in for you later in our telecast, probably at halftime, Dan.
You see Cliff Brown come 15 yards out of the net just to handle the ball. He'd like to handle it, get the feeling of the game. Normally a netminder would not come anywhere near that far out, but young Mr. Brown, who is another American player in the game out of Georgia, believe it or not, is only 22 years old.
Ryan, right in front of the penalty box area, unable to get the shot away past a good defense by Galindo. Over to Rongen. Rongen on the attack for the Aztecs over the midfield line. Thomas Rongen, part of the Dutch connection. That's to Cruijff. Oh, beautiful. Kind of a volley there, half volley by Cruijff on the go, and he didn't get all of it. And but he may have given Brown a taste of what it might be like a bit later on.
Here's Cruijff trying to get the ball past the former Husky netminder at the University of Washington. So here is Cruijff, the best player in the world, and there's that man, Cliff Brown, 2 years out of college soccer, looking right at him.
Cruijff really didn't get all of that, Dan, but it was enough to get Brown's attention, to be sure. Rongen saves it, but can't maintain possession, and Seattle has it near midfield. Hudson. Hudson is a fine player. He's got 15 points, 2 goals and 11 assists. Sends it across the field to Jimmy Neighbor. Neighbor puts it in the middle. Ryan is marked off the ball and tackled by Rongen, but a whistle and a foul on Rongen. And Seattle will have a free kick coming up.
Well, because of an injury up front, Hudson is playing up front. He normally is a midfielder. So up front, you've got Hudson with 2 goals, Ryan with 11, and Smethurst with 13. So when the ball gets to Hudson, he's not the guy that's going to put it in for you.
In the penalty area and kicked back and out of harm's way, as it were, by Johan Cruijff, who looked at his goaltender, Colin Boulton, and there's quite a mix-up. It looked as though very much that Bridge stepped all over the heel of Van Veen, at least ran up part of the back of his calf, but everything seems to be all right. Cruijff kicked it away, and then he looked at Boulton as if to say, I didn't know whether you were going to come out and get it, and
well, that's the goaltender's fault. The goaltender should yell to him, go ahead and kick it, or let me have it, if he wants the ball to come through.
That's Keri. Back to Galindo.
Of course, the goaltender is facing the play, and on that particular series, Cruijff had his back to it, so it was the goaltender's call.
That sideline pass was just too far for Shelton, and it'll be a throw-in now for Seattle. neighbor flips it in. Hudson, nice footwork. Hudson drops it back to Buttle. Buttle to the far side. That's Impey. On the left side to McAllister. Back to Impey. Impey puts it in the penalty area to Ryan. Ryan marked by Rongen. Trying to get away. Good defense by young Rongen.
Nice tackle.
Sends it ahead to Sibbald. Sibbald to Cruijff. Cruijff on the attack. Is that beautiful? Beautiful footwork. Great dribbling by Cruijff. Look at that.
And he's tackled.
And he still maintains possession. And the ball is over the sideline. And Johan said, I don't know. I'm over here all alone. There's 14 guys around me, and I had to lose the ball.
Yeah, they're saying, you're pushing me out. What are you guys doing? So there's Cruijff. He is said to have the best acceleration in this game of hockey. The Aztecs moving in. That's the 35-yard line. There it goes.
Galindo. Oh, great save. Great save by Brown in the net for Seattle as Galindo hit it right on target.
Galindo can do that. So can Keri from 35 yards out. They can overpower you, or a very strong foot, as the players say.
Excellent save for Brown, who has not seen, as Dan has told you, all that much action in North American Soccer League play this season. So he has to be a bit rusty, but he was very equal to the task there. Of course, he had some time to see it coming, too. It wasn't right in on top of him. It was probably 30 yards away when Galindo let it go.
Yeah, Cliff was a third-round pick last year, as we said, out of the University of Washington. Ivanov, one of the best goalies in the league, is hurt. Ivanov is suffering from a thigh contusion, so he simply doesn't have the mobility he should have, and for a goaltender, that's fatal, as Mickey K puts the ball in play.
He's an Englishman. He has 19 points and 6 goals and 7 assists. Galindo knocks it away again. It'll be over the sideline on another throw, and that's Galindo, number 23 for the Aztecs, who are in their home white, trimmed in orange and blue uniforms tonight. Seattle in the green jerseys, white numerals, and the white trousers. Trapped. Possession maintained by the Sounders. That's Cave. Sends it in the middle. Ryan tried to head it around himself, really. Buttle at midfield, no. Saving it on the far side is Smethurst. And Derek really hasn't had a foot on the ball much tonight. Oh, that narrowly. That could have been real trouble. The ball just seemed to squirt between two Aztec defenders, and coming out to pick it up was Boulton. But it appeared as if it was one of those Alphonse and Gaston routines that the Aztecs were going through. Rongen at the 35-yard mark, driving down, drops it off. Van Veen was tackled off the ball, pushed, shoved off the ball, and Seattle has it.
Rongen looking for the return pass, and he and Van Veen talking it over. He went to his left. Van Veen expected him to come back to the right. You know, Rinus Michels, the Aztecs coach, had a decision to make. Do you rest the regulars now that you've made the playoffs? And he decided no. He wanted to keep the momentum going into the playoffs. So the regulars are playing tonight.
Hudson with the ball for Seattle. In the middle now to number 12, Mickey Cave. Fires a shot that is over the goal line and wide to the right side. Not all that difficult a chance, even had it been on goal. One assumes Boulton would have handled that quite easily. It didn't seem to have too much hurry up on it.
Well, McGrane has been on top of Smethurst like a gas cap tonight. He hasn't even gotten the ball once yet, Tom, and he's got to have it if they're going to score, they being Seattle.
Scramble for the ball, and Dangerfield is ridden away from it, and Seattle comes up with the ball possession in the middle to Ryan. Ryan approaching the 35-yard mark on the attack. Drops it off on this side to Hudson. Hudson loses it. Galindo down the side to Dangerfield, but Seattle now gets it back. Cave at midfield. Buttle drops it off to Hudson. Hudson gets it back from Buttle. Pass for Ryan, but it's too far. And the Aztecs maintain possession. That's Michael Keri, the Yugoslav.
The Aztecs are considered the best tackling team in the North American Soccer League, and when you watch Rongen and Galindo and Hulcer, you can see why.
Van Veen trying to head it toward the goal, or at least toward fellow Dutchman Johan Cruijff, unable to do so. Good defense by the Seattle Sounders. We've got 31 minutes remaining in the first half of action here at the Rose Bowl, and there's no score between the Aztecs and Seattle.
And halftime again, we remind you, we will be having our contest drawing for the month of July. Two contrasting styles here tonight, Tom. The Seattle team plays basically the English style, which is the long pass style. Move the ball up 20, 25 yards at a time. The Aztecs play more the style played in Europe other than in England. That's the short pass style, as epitomized by that man, Rinus Michels. He calls it total soccer. Short passes, one-touch passing, move the ball up shortly.
Aztecs on the attack. On the left to Van Veen. Van Veen and Bridge. Van Veen back to Bobby Sibbald. Fires it across the middle. An attempt to head it in by Dangerfield, but he missed. And Seattle comes up with the ball. Down the side, that's Ryan. Ryan down the left side. Good ball handling. Breaks in past Shelton, but Galindo comes back to take it away, and the Aztecs have it.
Nice move.
Indeed. Pass on the left side. Sibbald down the left side to Hulcer. Hulcer is tackled off the ball by Buttle, and Seattle takes over possession now with Alan Hudson approaching the midfield mark. Galindo there marking him on defense. Over on the right side to Neighbor. Neighbor against Sibbald, drives between Sibbald and Shelton and is ridden off the ball, knocked down. Up with it is Ryan. Shelton heads it away, and up with it now is Cave. Cave over on the right sidelines to Neighbor, guarded by Sibbald. Sibbald tackles Neighbor and knocks the ball, and that's a no-no, and it'll be a throw-in now, or a free kick for the Seattle Sounders, and that's Jimmy Neighbor. And he puts it in the penalty area, but alert defense by the Aztecs. Keri comes out to Sibbald. Sibbald to midfield. Now Sibbald comes up on it again, puts it in midfield. Driving with it is Dangerfield. Dangerfield surrounded by defenders, approaching the penalty area. Good defense by Seattle's Kruger, and the ball is back out near midfield. Galindo now had a shot on goal a bit ago. Drops it off on the right side to Rongen. Rongen centers it. No, tried to get it in the penalty area in the goal mouth, but it was partially deflected and went wide of the Seattle goal. Thomas Rongen. 5 goals, 5 assists, 15 points on the year. Toe-headed Dutchman, part of the Dutch connection.
That's right. He was the best amateur player in Holland last year, turned pro by the Aztecs. He's part of this Clockwork Orange team. They're playing very well tonight, Tom, in that they all are flowing toward the ball, and that's what Rinus Michels wants. A lot of people around the ball. He always wants to outnumber the other team, no matter where the ball is, because he says then your percentage of getting the ball is much better.
As Galindo throws it in, and the Aztecs put it on the attack. That's Shelton with it. I'll remind you, we've got 28 minutes remaining in the first half, and we're scoreless here at the Rose Bowl. That's Cruijff. Was he a dazzler? Oh, what a move. What a move. Centers it. Headed in. Goal. That was Cruijff, and Van Veen headed it in. But you're going to have to look at that again to see the magnificent footwork by Johan Cruijff as he dazzled Seattle in the corner, and then perfectly laid that pass, and Van Veen headed it in. And for Van Veen, that is his 12th goal of the year. Here it is again, Dan.
Okay, watch it. The defender, as we watch McGrane, the defender should give Cruijff an e-coupon for this ride. Now that's another sequence right there. Now there is Cruijff. Watch him spin. Down, you think he's gone. Round. Back again. Goodbye, McAllister. And here comes the setup. And in. And Jimmy McAllister gets a lesson from the master, Johan Cruijff, and it's 1-0 Van Veen putting it in.
We'll have the official time on that in just a bit. It's around the 27.5-minute mark. 1-0, the Aztecs leading. A dazzling bit of footwork, ball handling and dribbling by the master, Johan Cruijff. And McAllister, Rookie of the Year in '77, and really just a baby in international soccer competition, really did get a lesson in the corner from one of the masters, one of the greats.
He joins very distinguished company. People all over the world have had that experience. Van Veen's 12th of the year from Cruijff. McGrane should also get an assist. The time 16-16, 1-0 Aztec. We've got to watch this again. Now watch Cruijff. There's another angle. He's down. McAllister moves in for the kill. He's in too close. Cruijff knows it. Look at that. There just aren't players anywhere that can do that and be under control. Now watch him set it up for the goal. That was just the commercial.
Oh, that's beautiful camera work, gentlemen, to get that right from behind the goal. Our camera catching that in a beautiful pass from Cruijff. Followed all of that dandy footwork, and then the shot by
the pass equaled the footwork. He put it right on Van Veen's forehead. Had he not put the ball right there, the goal would not have been scored.
Hulcer in the middle, but up with the ball is Bridge. Cruijff is one of the Sounders' most hated rivals. I mean, he's one of they've made him their All-American, their all-everything, most valuable player, put him on their all-opponent team, and he really lives up to his billing so far here tonight. He gets the assist as Van Veen gets the goal.
And he hasn't played against him until tonight, but before the game, they said, well, look, we've seen him. We know what he can do. He's our all-opponent. On our all-opponent team, we think he's the most valuable in the league, and he just said, thanks.
Cave puts it in. Beautiful driving attack by Seattle, and with that attempt, Hudson and Boulton didn't save it, but the Aztec defense did, and now Boulton has it for Los Angeles. Boy, the Sounders right in on top of Boulton, and Hudson got away a pretty good effort.
Looked like Dave Shelton back there. Shelton has 9.7 speed in the 100. That's pretty fast for a defender or anybody else as far as that's concerned.
Bobby Sibbald, that's Galindo, puts it in the middle. Back out on the left side to Hulcer. Over the goal line. If Seattle touched it last, it'll be a corner kick. And that's what it's going to be. And the man is coming over to do just that, Johan Cruijff. It's the first corner kick of the night for either team. 1-0, the Aztecs lead. And we've got 24 and a half minutes remaining in this first period of play. Good save by Seattle. Van Veen from Cruijff at the 16-minute mark was the official time.
McGrane, after he passed the ball to Cruijff, could have got a hot dog before the ball went in the net, but I think he still deserves an assist on that.
Down the far right side, Aztecs with the ball. Chris Dangerfield. Ridge over on defense to mark him. Center hit, shot on goal, and Brown comes out to save it.
This is a classic end-of-season situation. Seattle very tight, must win to make the playoffs. Los Angeles has made the playoffs. They're all loosey-goosey, and you have a feeling this could be a very tough night for Seattle.
Seattle with the ball, and the Aztecs leading 1-0 here with 23 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half. They tried to get a little something started there, tried to pass it off, wanted to give and go, and the ball never got over to his teammate. It was intercepted by the Sounders.
Too bad they don't have an award for the assist of the year. That one would have to be up there.
Well, that was just beautiful footwork by the man.
And the pass, incredible. Just hit him, just nailed him perfectly.
At midfield, Saunders controlled the ball. Hudson to the 35-yard mark.
Now, Van Veen is no slouch. Among everyone who's ever played soccer in the Netherlands, he's the number 8 leading scorer and played with Johan Cruijff, so they know each other well.
Cave, left-footed, puts it down and over the goal line. Tried to get a pass to Neighbor, but he led him too far, and Neighbor was marked on defense very capably by Dave Shelton. Aztecs on the attack. Hulcer driving in. At the goal line, his shot hits the post and falls away to the left side.
The Aztecs got good news today as we look at Hulcer. Minor surgery, took some floating cartilage out of Willem Serbeer's knee. He will be available for the playoffs. Also, Vito Dimitrijevic is a canceled check tonight, but he will be available for the playoffs, suffering from a quad, that's a muscle strain. So the Aztecs should be pretty close to full strength, unless something happens either in this game or the next one when they go into the playoffs. And the playoffs would be either against Washington or Vancouver, teams that the Aztecs have already beaten on the road this year. So, looks good.
McAllister with a throw-in for the Sounders. With it is Kruger. Kruger, his shot is headed away. Rongen can't get it, but the Aztecs pick it up near midfield. Dangerfield ahead to Rongen. Right over on defense, Kruger takes it away. Shelton marking him, and the ball is at the sidelines, and Kruger maintains possession. No, stepped over the line apparently, and it'll be a throw-in. No, it was a penalty called against Shelton, and we got a free kick coming up for Seattle.
For Johan Cruijff, his 14th assist, 14th setup to go with 10 goals this year. For Van Veen, his 12th goal.
That's Ryan, number 2, trying to head it in. Headed back, McAllister. Trapped. Keri sends it down the side and leaping high in the air and almost reaching up like an outfielder or a wide receiver was Dangerfield. But apparently the pass had been touched by a sounder. The throw-in goes to the Aztecs. Dangerfield down the left side. That goes right through the feet of Impey on defense, and Brown, the goalkeeper, puts it over on the far left side. Seattle with it on the attack as the Aztecs lead 1-0.
You can't fault Cliff Brown on that goal. I don't know what anyone could have done to prevent it.
No, just beautiful footwork by Cruijff, a great pass, and a beautifully timed header by Van Veen. It all added up to a picture book effort and goal, and the Aztecs lead 1-0. Ryan puts it in the penalty area, and there were a lot of white jerseyed Aztecs around that ball on defense as Seattle continues to press on the attack. Hudson tried to head it in. Boy, he got a lot of forehead into that, and he sent it about 25 yards toward goalie Boulton to Galindo near midfield. Galindo maintains possession, crosses the midfield line, 35-yard line. Galindo still with the ball for the Aztecs, trying to set up the attack now.
Both these teams coming into the game off shutout. The Aztecs shut out Vancouver here to earn their playoff spot. And Seattle got a shutout in San Diego. Both teams winning by 2-0 scores.
Dangerfield blocked by Cave and Impey. And the Aztecs maintain possession at midfield. Cruijff. Beautiful footwork by Cruijff. Pass on the side to Shelton. He's a dazzler, isn't he? Shelton, young American, to the corner of the penalty box. Back toward midfield. Impey marking him closely on defense. Sibbald puts it in the middle. Van Veen on the side for Dangerfield. Shot no good. Ball is in front of the net and high in the air. Goalkeeper Brown loves it. Aztecs really putting some pressure on him, Dan.
I think one of the Sounders may have picked up a smashed proboscis on that play accidentally. Right in the nose. He deflected that goal-scoring attempt, and that's not exactly where they like to do that.
Buttle centers it for Ryan. Ryan back to Hudson. Hudson in the middle to McAllister. McAllister over on this side to Kruger. Kruger back in the middle to Hudson. Centered but headed away by Sibbald. Good defense by Shelton, but Hudson comes back up with it. Back out to Buttle, and the Sounders will try to set up their attack again. Over to Kruger. Kruger marked by Hulcer. McAllister, left side now to Buttle. Buttle in the corner. Medhurst tries to head it in. In on top of goalkeeper Boulton was number 12, Mickey Cave.
You hear that English goaltender hollering out, "Look out for the near goalpost here." That was Boulton, and he's talking to his defense. And you're hearing it live and on TV. If his language gets a little more colorful, well, we apologize. I don't think it will, though. He's a gentleman.
To midfield. Picked up by Hudson.
I'll tell you, it's so beautiful tonight here at the Rose Bowl. This is probably the night they're taking the postcard pictures, Tom.
Could be. It's just a gorgeous, soft summer evening here in Pasadena. Here come the Aztecs. Leading 1-0. Keri down the side. Chasing it down for Los Angeles was Hulcer, but he was taken off the ball by Kruger. And Brown, the goalkeeper for Seattle, to Kruger, who clears it away on the left side. Sounders and the Aztecs, and 17 minutes remaining in the first half, and LA leads 1-0.
In case you're wondering, who is Johan Cruijff? He was the European Player of the Year 4 times, World Cup Most Valuable Player only once. Of course, they only had that every 4 years.
That's
so.
right.
Johan Cruijff sets up Leo Van Veen. It is 1-0 Aztecs, who have totally dominated the first half, which has about 16 and a half minutes to play.
Seattle, pass down for Ryan. Ryan maintains possession. Beautiful footwork. Good defense. And the ball is kicked back by McGrane. Back into the waiting arms of Boulton, the Aztec goalie.
And the key to this, look how many people hustle back to help out on the defense so you don't have somebody left back one-on-one. Around one defender, and he looks up, and here is 1, 2, 3 more. That's how you win.
I tell you, Ryan went right over the top of Keri. A beautiful move, and The rest of the Aztecs are right there, McGrane and company.
Well, if you get caught as a spectator, like McAllister did, and there's nobody to help, generally you give up a goal.
Van Veen sends it wide to the right side and high over the net. It'll be a goal kick coming up for Seattle. We've got 15:40 remaining in the first half. Leo Van Veen, he leads the Aztecs with 12 goals, getting his 12th tonight. And Van Veen has a total of 30 points on the year now. He has 6 assists to go with his 12 goals.
Now a timeout called, a stoppage of the clock by the referee.
Having a lot of conversation there with Buttle.
And I believe Buttle was yapping just a bit about a penalty that was not called. And Buttle has been told to cool it.
15 minutes remaining in this, the first half. Larry Hulcer with the ball. For the Aztecs, drops it off to Cruijff. Watch Johan. Double teamed that time.
But they didn't get away from it.
Oh no, right back on top of the ball.
They used the UCLA backcourt pinch trap right there.
That's Ryan. Oh, fired it across. Chasing it down. Just out of the penalty area now is Smethurst. Derek Smethurst, marked by McGrane, tackled off the ball. Here's Cruijff. Boy, McGrane is doing a magnificent job. He had Chinalia a week ago, and now he's got Smethurst tonight. He never gets an easy one.
McGrane, a young man born in Scotland, a Canadian citizen now, just a superb defensive player, and he shut down every top offensive player in the league this year. He's only been scored on once in the entire season by a man that he's been marking, checking, guarding, whatever you want to call it.
1-0, the Aztecs lead. Seattle kicks it away to the far sideline as the Sounders try to get their offense rolling along. A beautiful evening here. The San Gabriel Mountains are standing out against a darkening blue sky with still some shimmer of sunlight and a moon as big as the Rose Bowl itself hanging right over the
You could put music to that. I think we'd have a ballad.
It is just a gorgeous night. Just beautiful. And I tell you, we can see all of it because we're sitting on the roof of the Rose Bowl press box here in Pasadena. Dan Avey and I.
You think on TV with that many subscribers could buy us some seats, but, you know, that's the way it goes.
I kind of like it here. Neighbor with it.
We're just kidding.
For Seattle.
Mr. Franchio.
McAllister, hard-working youngster. In the middle. Sent away. Galindo there on defense, and he left puts it near the midfield stripe. And McAllister runs it down, keeping the pressure on. Continues to attack. Over to Neighbor on the right side. Neighbor advancing. Centers it in the penalty area. Oh, my, and a scissors attempt. Just did miss on a try in there by Smethurst. And it was Boulton who came out to take the bouncing ball and to clear it out of harm's way.
You know the defensive team is in trouble if the ball is near their net and it starts changing directions rapidly. Even one direction change is enough to throw everybody out and open up a wide angle for a shot.
Heel kick at midfield results in the Aztecs coming up with the ball. That's collision, 35-yard mark, and Seattle's got it now. And now Hulcer picks it up. Hulcer for the Aztecs on the attack. Van Veen right on the edge of the penalty area comes out now. Centered in the penalty box area. Headed in the middle. Van Veen marked off the ball. Good defense. With it now is Ryan for Seattle. Fine defense by McAllister and others against Van Veen, who already has a goal tonight. In fact, the only one scored. His 12th of the year. Neighbor puts it in the middle. Defense by the Aztecs as Smethurst couldn't quite get to it. And McGrane was there to kick it away. Back come the Sounders again.
McGrane leaped in the air to make sure he got a foot on that one.
Little heel kick back to Kruger. Kruger fires it high and over the goal and out of play. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Aztecs. Well, the Sounders might be feeling just a bit frustrated with 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the first half. They're down 1-0. They put a lot of offensive pressure on the Aztecs and Boulton, the goalie, but so far they've come up empty.
That's right. Remember, that goal is 8 yards wide and 8 feet high. And there's Boulton. He leads the league. 7 shutouts this year. He had 10 last year. He was obtained by the Aztecs in a trade for Bob Rigby. He has had 4 of the 7 shutouts in a Los Angeles uniform.
Sounders again on the attack. Jimmy Neighbor. Neighbor back to McAllister. McAllister clears it over on the left side. Buttle headed away by McGrane. Back out near midfield. Cave gets a foot on it, sends it back down, and Bridge runs it down. Ian Bridge, a Canadian, 4 points. A goal and 2 assists. McAllister right over into the waiting foot of Larry Hulcer for the Aztecs. Puts it deep in the left-hand corner. Cruijff is there. McAllister again. Are we going to have a repeat? McAllister got a foot out over the goal line. It'll be a corner kick for Los Angeles. Well, McAllister's learning, Dan Avey.
Oh, he sure is. He's a very good player. I mean, sure, he looked bad on one goal, but anybody would if they're going one-on-one on Cruijff.
Shelton shot, deflected. Up with it, Smethurst. Lead pass now for Impey.
The whole secret to defending Johan Cruijff is not to do it with one man. Do it with the posse if necessary, but to keep a lot of people around him, and he won't make the pass that he made, leading to the Los Angeles goal.
Buttle's pass and the shot attempt by Impey. Hulcer is there on defense, but now Jimmy Neighbor has it again for Seattle. 1-0, Aztecs lead. Neighbor puts it in the middle. Tip driving in, hitting it just too much. And over the goal, Smethurst. Hold it, that's Impey. And Impey just did get too much of it.
Here's an overlapping defender, and here he comes, barreling right into the middle. One man misses, but Impey is there to take the shot and blows it. Just got it up too high. A little lower, it would have been in. To Boulton's credit, though, as the ball came over the one defender who missed the header attempt, Boulton followed it all the way, saw Impey get it. So Impey overlapping from his defense position all the way down practically on the goal line.
McAllister with it at midfield, loses it, but Seattle maintains possession. Hudson has it now. Cleared over on this the right side. With it is Neighbor. Neighbor has been the instigator in most of the Seattle attack, and from that very spot on the field, too.
And again, defense in tandem by the Aztecs. He got around one man, but there was another man there.
Oh, there's a dangerous pass by Keri right across the front of the penalty area. And the Seattle player, Cave, just did miss an opportunity to intercept that. That's kind of like centering a pass right in front of your own net in hockey.
That's right. Mickey Cave, one of the best at scoring, too.
Cruijff puts it deep in the right-hand corner. Sibbald centers it out. Rongen heads it in the area. Then Veen, Dangerfield, just did miss. Oh, what a great effort on a scissors kick and a shot by Dangerfield just wide to the left.
Chris Dangerfield, 23 years old from England. Watch him get up into the air off this Van Veen rebound. Jumps up, comes right back across the body and almost puts it in. Let's watch it from another angle. He plays forward or midfield, only 23. Watch this. Watch the balance. Lines it up, times it, and blasts it before the defense gets there.
But I tell you, had it been just about a yard to the right, Brown, for all of his great play, could not have stopped it, I don't believe. Dangerfield just rifled it and missed it by just perhaps a yard to the left.
That was the skill that made Pelé so great. The effort to bicycle kick and get the ball in the net. He probably popularized that shot all over the world from the time Pelé was 15 years old even.
7 minutes and 15 seconds remain in the first half. It's 1-0. The Aztecs lead here. Cruijff. Johan, left-footed shot just wide. Well, I tell you, Brown must be just talking to himself down there in goal.
Now watch Cruijff, who fires, he's a very deadly shooter with either foot. Watch this, starts back one direction, shoots the other, and when you're picking the corners like this, there's not much the goaltender can do when that yawning mouth of the net is 8 yards wide.
All he can do is hope that it's only 7 yards wide.
That's right.
Aztecs lead 1-0. Galindo to McGrane, the bearded one. Clears it back to Keri.
You know, Tom, one of the great pleasures of the game of soccer is that the near misses and the skills exhibited at midfield are just as much fun to watch as the ones that go in.
Some cavalier ball handling by Galindo, and up with it now is Hudson. Seattle has it. That's Neighbor ridden off, and the Galindo gets it back. And now Cruijff has it on the far side. 6 minutes remain. Cruijff sends it well down the field for Dangerfield. It's in the penalty area, and coming out to grab it is Brown, the goalkeeper for Seattle.
Brown must not have a very good kick from that goal. I notice he almost never does. Always rolls the ball or throws it with the arm. So that's too bad. The really good goaltenders can really belt that ball out there with a foot to get it out of trouble.
I tell you, we've seen a couple this year, Dan, can hit it 70 yards, not even half drawing their foot back.
And do it 20, 30 times a game.
To be sure. To be sure. It's a big offensive weapon, no question about it. If you can cover 70 yards and lay it right on the foot or right down near one of your attacking teammates. We've got 5 minutes and 25 seconds to play in this, the first half, and it's 1-0 in favor of Los Angeles. Van Veen has the goal. Sends it back to Galindo near midfield. Aztecs taking their time now, very deliberate in their attack. Down the right side, so deliberate that it's right over the head of Aztec Thomas Rongen, and we have a throw in for Seattle.
What a turnaround in 1 year for the Aztecs. Last year they finished 9-21, and nobody cared by the end of the year. This year they could wind up 18-12. That would be an almost unheard of turnaround in one season.
McAllister for Seattle drops it back to Hudson. Hudson ahead to Ryan. Ryan deep in the corner with a pass. Partially deflected. Smethurst nearly got the shot away. And Hulcer sends it back upfield, kicking it out of danger. On defense for Los Angeles, 4:20 to play in the first half. From the side, Cave. Oh, right off the head of the Aztec defender. I mean, right off Keri's forehead. Impey in the corner. Cave back out to Shelton. Shelton sends it a lead pass for Keri, but Hudson is there to grab it, and he drops it back to Bridge, and Seattle will continue to apply the offensive pressure. Closing 4 minutes of this first half. Boulton has it for Los Angeles.
Again, the total soccer down there by the Aztecs. 5 men hustle and defend against 2 attacking Sounders. It's just not possible to do much against those kinds of odds.
Shots on goal, 9-6. Los Angeles ahead of Seattle. Dangerfield, goal! Dangerfield, and for Chris, his 7th goal of the year and his 17th point.
Well, you saw him just miss on the bicycle kick. Watch him set this one up. Moves to a better angle and then really lets it go. The goaltender leaning the wrong way. I think he's going for the far corner from another angle. Galindo sets him up. And in it goes. And he really had the goaltender outfoxed on that one.
Really beat Impey, too.
Yep.
And Impey was marking him rather closely. And Chris really beat him with a beautiful play. And right-footed kick in for his goal, his 7th of the year. And now he's got 17 points.
That came at the 42-minute something mark of the first half, which is 45 minutes long. Dangerfield is 7th of the year, 2-0 Aztecs.
And the Aztecs have the ball, and there's Rongen streaking down the far side. Rongen being pursued, drops it off to Van Veen. Van Veen clears it back, and Dangerfield, the goal scorer, back to Galindo in midfield. Galindo on the far left side, and here comes Johan Cruijff. Cruijff to set it up now. Watch him. Drive toward the penalty area, puts it in the middle, but it's marked and kicked away. Good defense by Impey. Smethurst. Derrick drops it back to McAllister of Seattle over to Neighbor. 2-0 Aztecs lead. Smethurst give and go pass, but it's going to be over the sideline. A throw in for Los Angeles. It's 41-28 Dangerfield. Galindo with the assist, and for Galindo, his 2nd assist of the year and his 2nd point of the year.
So Sanchez Galindo sets it up. Dangerfield moving toward midfield, snaps it off, and in it goes. So the Aztec forwards, Van Veen and Dangerfield, have scored. It's 2-0, a minute and a half to go in the first of 2 45-minute periods. And we'll be having that contest drawing coming up.
That was Dave Shelton, number 16, young man from Chicago. Boulton clears it over on the far side, and Sanchez Galindo drops it back to Keri. Keri starts upfield, gets it back on a give and go. Keri to the 35-yard mark. Keri over to Cruijff. Cruijff in the middle of the field, flips it over on the right side. Beautiful pass. In the corner now with it is Dangerfield. Nice footwork by Dangerfield. Shot across. Keri has it. Keri puts it in just off the corner of the goal. Sherry looked like a man really picking his spot for a knockout punch, and he just might have waited a second too long. At any rate, his effort came right off the top of the bar at the corner.
Did you see the speed on that shot? Look at the velocity on the shot. Now he knocks it down, moves, boom. Boy, did he shoot that hard. You have no chance if you don't have that one lined up, or unless he hits the goalpost or crossbar as he did there.
Nolan Ryan thinks he's got a fastball.
Wow.
Huh?
We knew Keri was strong in the foot, but I've never seen him shoot from that close. I never appreciated exactly how fast he was going.
That's Cruijff drawing a crowd wherever he goes. Drops it back to the little heel kick.
Keri is 28 years old, from Yugoslavia. Another world-class player in the livery of the Los Angeles Aztecs.
No time left, and there we have the end of the first half of play, with the Aztecs leading 2-0 over Seattle. The first goal scored by Van Veen on a header after taking a beautiful pass from Johan Cruijff. Cruijff with some dazzling footwork in the corner, beautiful ball handling, hit Van Veen perfectly, and Leo put it in to score his 12th goal of the year. There you see young Dave Shelton. And the second Aztec goal was scored by Chris Dangerfield, his 7th of the year. And Galindo got the assist on that. And Dangerfield's goal was every bit the equal of Van Veen's goal for precision, great footwork, a great ball handling, and great shooting ability. Both of them were really picture efforts. And to be quite honest about it, as Rinus Michels goes to the dressing room, goaltender Cliff Brown really didn't have a chance.
And I don't think Michels has much to complain about either as he goes into the room. They played his game pretty well.
This Sunday, August 12th at 8 p.m., we're pleased to present as a special attraction the biggest suspense thriller of all time, Jaws. Roy Scheider, Richard Dreyfuss, and Robert Shaw star in this. So that's it. There's Dangerfield, who has scored a goal tonight, his 7th, and of course, Van Veen scoring his 12th. He's got 30 points, and Dangerfield now with 17. And with the Aztecs leading 2-0, the second 45-minute session gets underway here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Rongen to Cruijff, back to Galindo. Across for Hulcer, saved at the sidelines by Shelton. Boy, he is quick. He's got sprinter speed, that's Shelton. He and Hulcer, big kids, and very, very quick.
Shelton was a hockey player as he grew up. He has 9.7 speed in the 100, so he's really a remarkable athlete.
In the middle, that's Cruijff. Well, I tell you, Cruijff just kind of makes you stop and watch and wonder anytime he gets near that ball.
You play goaltender against the Aztecs and Cruijff, you don't feel bad about picking up the paycheck the next week.
Seattle with the ball now, on the attack. Neighbor ahead for Ryan. The Boulton comes out, and the Aztecs are going to be called for a penalty. Medhurst got the referee's attention, and they're going to bring the ball just outside the penalty area, and Seattle will have a direct free kick. You see Hudson, number 4, and that's Ryan, number 2. A couple of Englishmen, very talented soccer players. Ryan has 11 goals this year, 30 points, and Hudson has 15 points.
The Aztecs build a human wall between their goaltender and the kicker. Let's see who will take the shot. This will be a pre-designed play. Well,
over the net.
Tried to get around the wall.
Yep.
They did, but they also got over the net. So there's the man working on shutout number 8. He leads 2-0, and he leads the league in shutouts with 7.
Boulton clears the ball to near midfield. Aztecs have it. Galindo. McGrane. On the side, Rongen. Van Veen. Tipped it toward Galindo, but the defense there by Seattle. Van Veen heads it back on the attack to Rongen, back to Van Veen. Puts it in the middle, but it is poked away by Bridge. And goalkeeper Brown has it for Seattle.
To realize how good the Aztecs defense is, you must realize Seattle beat a team 9-0 just about a week ago. They can score. They're awfully good. The Aztecs are just making them look bad by playing extremely good team defense.
I think that's the most points scored by one team against another in the league this year,
right.
if I'm not mistaken. 9.
9 goals. That's an awful lot.
You really get the feeling that you've been beaten when you walk off the field and you're down 9-0. Van Veen, he has one already tonight. Shot! Ooh, on goal, but high and over the net. It'll be a goal kick coming up for Seattle. There's Van Veen.
Let's watch it again. Watch the 6'2" forward, stops the ball with 1 foot, dribbles right, left, lets it go between defenders. That was a good effort just to get the shot off, because it was just a little tiny alley about as wide as the ball in which he could shoot, and he did.
And on target, just a shade high by about a yard, and of course missing the top crossbar. Buttle, McAllister back to Buttle, and intercepting is Rongen. Beautiful defense.
See that tackle? That's why the Aztecs are known as the best tackling team in the league. And there he goes.
Cruijff centers it. Bobby Sibbald on the far side. Oh, what a collision over there. That was Shelton who got bumped about a bit. Hudson with it for Seattle. That's Neighbor, and Shelton returns the favor, tackling him and picking up the ball. Dangerfield. Dangerfield in the penalty area. Shot. Oh, great save by Brown. Dangerfield is deadly from anywhere. What a great move he has with that ball toward the net.
We checked out the field before the game, and where you see Brown fall, that is absolutely hard as a rock right there. That's like falling on concrete. Watch him.
Oh, that was a great shot that Dangerfield got away, Dan. That ball is in the net. If Brown is not equal to it, and he came diving out to make a great save and keep the Aztecs from going 3-0. They lead 2-0.
I think this is going to be an awfully good field by next year. The Aztecs have started some hybrid Bermuda grass down there, and it is taking over. It's going to be like a plush carpet to play on, and when you've got players with the skills of Cruijff, you want to have a good surface for them.
Aztecs lead 2-0. We're in the second half, 40 minutes remaining in our game. We're at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. Boulton clears it to Thomas Rongen. Rongen centers it. Aztecs maintain possession.
There's Keri with the cannon on both feet. Boy, can he shoot that ball hard.
McGrane over to Rongen, down the right side. Dangerfield.
Now, he was forced out of bounds there.
So the Aztecs will have a throw in, and that'll be Sanchez Galindo. Inbounds it to Dangerfield. The penalty will be called against number 13, Eddie Kruger, who was marking Dangerfield just a bit too enthusiastically, and we'll have a free kick coming up for the Aztecs.
Galindo was captain of Mexico's World Cup team that handily eliminated the United States. Then were eliminated themselves and took a lot of flack in the Mexican press.
Johan Cruijff centers it across. Rongen centers it back. And Brown comes out to get the ball and to glove it and save himself any further harassment down there by the Aztecs.
Excellent play by Brown, the best he's made tonight. The goaltender must take charge down in that area. You let the ball bounce around there, somebody is going to get a good shot at you.
Not only that, but like anything else, you get caught in the crowd, you're going to get screened out. Somebody's going to chip one at you, and by the time you see it, it's past you.
Remember, the goaltender has a big advantage. He can use his hands. He's the only man on the field that can use his hand or arm.
Alan Hudson. 2 times. Cruijff has it now at midfield. Cruijff, beautiful footwork.
Goodbye.
Cruijff driving, drops it off. Hulcer. Hulcer double team. That's Bridge, and Hulcer goes down. And a penalty on Bridge, and Hulcer will have a free kick coming up.
That was a bad tackle in that he caught Hulcer before he caught the ball with his foot. Anytime you hit the ball first, that's a legal tackle. This is not. Watch it again. Watch Bridge. See, foot first, then ball. Gotcha.
Oh, headed just past the goal mouth. Just past the goal mouth as Dangerfield tried to head that one in. Score remains 2-0 in favor of the Aztecs.
Here's the problem when you can't kick it out of there. He tried it once on the ground. The Aztecs got in front of it, had to send it back to him. So the goaltender by himself cannot get the ball out of danger. And you can't get by that way in this league.
Van Veen gets whistled for a penalty. That's Cave, number 12 for Seattle. Number 15 is Buttle, in case you've just joined us. 2-0, the Aztecs lead. Seattle on the attack. We've got 37 minutes remaining in this second half of play. Good interception, good steal. Aztecs grab the ball. Here's Cruijff with it at the midfield mark. Lead pass for Rongen. Rongen's shot, great save by Brown. Came out, cut down the angle, and was equal to the task, and Rongen really put a shot on him, too.
Anticipation and concentration, the bulwark of all goaltending, and Brown had it.
And the Aztecs are right back at him again. That's Dangerfield. Cruijff in the middle now. Cruijff maintains possession at the 35-yard mark, trying to set up the Aztec offense. Cruijff chips it in for Van Veen, but good defense by Bridge, who was between Van Veen and the bouncing ball, kept him from getting a foot on it, and Brown came up with the bouncer.
Rinus Michels couldn't have ordered a better playoff tune-up for his club than this one tonight. The Aztecs are doing many, many things right, and it's always nice to have all those positive reinforcements as you go into the playoffs. As we look at Rinus Michels, man considered by many to be the best coach of this game in the world, and the Aztecs spent a lot of guilders to get him here, or whatever they spend in
I think
Holland
guilders is all right.
Anyway, he is the recipient of a real Dutch treat to be the coach here, and he has been worth it. He's turned this club around.
Dutch treat, canceled checks. You're in rare form tonight, Mr. Avey. Rare. It must be the roof and the nighttime air.
The altitude.
Gonna have to watch you, get you out with a full moon. You start growing hair on your face here before I know it. That's Hudson with it for Seattle. Aztecs lead 2-0. 35 minutes remain in the second half of play. Beautiful pass. Great ball handling. Shot wide. Fine attempt there by Seattle's Derek Smethurst. And that is about the first big effort that Smethurst has had a chance to do tonight. He's been marked very, very successfully by McGrane. He's an outstanding world-class player. 28 points on 13 goals. He's a quality soccer star, no question about it.
Oh, definitely.
McGrane has really been just all over him like a blanket.
Well, Smethurst, as we said, a three-time All-Star in the North American Soccer League, and pretty good players in this league. So McGrane has had his hands full, but he is perhaps the most improved player in the league this year. John McGrane wears number 18 in the facial foliage for the Los Angeles Aztecs.
Keri back to Cruijff, down the right side and over the sidelines. Unable to save it to Sibbald, but apparently it was touched by a sounder. So Sibbald puts it in, gets it back, tips it over to Van Veen. Van Veen advancing, comes to the sidelines with a little pass to Shelton. Shelton throws it into the penalty box, and Brown jumps up in the air, grabs it and rolls it over to the right side. Seattle brings it down the field. 34 minutes remaining in this, the second half of play. 2-0. Aztecs lead. Nice lead pass, but perhaps, yes, too far, too long. It'll be a goal kick coming up for the Aztecs. There you have Colin Boulton.
I think a lot of people were surprised when the Aztecs traded to get Colin Boulton. He's 32 years old from Cheltenham in England. He is a veteran, though. He's experienced, and when they got him from Tulsa, they got a man who is a real rock during the playoffs, a man who specializes in shutouts, and they thought just a little bit better than they had, so they made the deal, even though Bob Rigby was possibly the Aztecs' most popular player before Johan Cruijff arrived.
So here's Boulton, and he sends it downfield. You'll notice the difference in the goaltenders, not to denigrate the efforts of Brown. We certainly don't mean to do that because he's a fine soccer player.
A young man learning, sure.
But Boulton really has an outstanding foot. Now, he had the ball covered downfield about 60 yards, and we've not seen Brown able to do that tonight. I don't think he's injured. I just don't think he has the tools that a player of Bolton's ability has.
Well, he's making a quantum jump going from being goaltender for the University of Washington to being goaltender for the Seattle Sounders. There's just a jump of enormous propensity from one league to the other.
Another corner kick. Aztecs have had 3 of those. Seattle none so far tonight. And That one is belted out of the penalty box area as Cruijff put it in play, and now the Sounders clear it back up toward midfield, and it'll be a throw-in for the Aztecs. Bobby Sibbald flips it into that man, Hulcer. Check that, that's Keri, number 5. And across the way on the far side, Shelton sends it deep in the corner, intended for an offside call, as it was intended for Hulcer, deep in the left-hand corner. Has to be 2 men between you and the goal, one of which can be the goalkeeper, but has to be 2 on defense.
What you're saying, basically, no cherry picking. You can't just stand back there by the goal and wait for the ball. Got to work for it.
Good defense by the Aztecs. Seattle having a tough time getting it upfield now to get their attack in action. Get it galvanized in the moving here. Bridge. Good defense by the Aztecs.
The ball does tend to roll out of bounds here, Tom, and we'll get to the reason why. There is a reason for it in just a moment.
Ground on the field, I would imagine. The sideline's a little lower for drainage.
Well, perhaps. Let's see what happens here.
In the corner, that's Fuddle, and Fuddle is taken down by Keri. And we're going to have a penalty kick, I believe, coming up. Keri is going to be called for the penalty in the penalty box.
Okay, watch Keri, number 5. What he does is catch him from behind a little. And then, now watch Buttle. He gets about a 9-1 on this dive. And here's Keri, legal. And his foot just comes down, not legal, but normally, 99 out of 100, Buttle would fight right out of that and keep going. But to draw the penalty in that area, he does. There will be a penalty kick, and it could be a very close soccer game in about 10 seconds.
Ryan is the man who will try the penalty kick for the Seattle Sounders. And, of course, Boulton in goal cannot move until the ball has been hit by the attacker.
Ryan 4 for 4 on penalty kicks this season.
Little wonder, then, that he's taking this attempt for the Sounders, who are down 2-0. There's the whistle. He's got it. Boy, he drove it right up under the crossbar, and Boulton really had no chance. And Ryan, now with that goal, has 12 on the year and 32 points with 8 assists. Beautiful shot by Ryan.
Okay, here he comes. From the penalty mark. The goaltender moves early, doesn't make any difference, going the wrong direction and down, the ball going the other direction and up. And look at the confidence in this shot. John Ryan, out of England, 32 years old, played in 400 First Division matches there. He knows of what he does. And he puts it right in, 5 for 5 this year for the Sounders.
So it's 2-1. Aztecs lead by 1 now, and they're right back in a tight match with 29 minutes and 40 seconds of playing time remaining in this, the second half. Remember, no ties. Should these two clubs end in a deadlock at, say, 2 each, why, we'll go to a 7.5-minute overtime session. If they're still tied, we'll play another 7.5. And if still tied, why, then it's shootout time.
But I hope Mr. Bolton's wife was not spending the shutout bonus, because he just lost it.
Bad pass by McAllister. Cruijff has scored again. Beautiful effort. And the youngster from Seattle, McAllister, made a very bad pass, giving Cruijff the ball about 40 yards, about 25 yards away from the goal, and Cruijff took it in, and Brown didn't have a chance.
Let's watch it again. Johan Cruijff almost scoring when his team needs it. He puts the effort on here. There he goes, around Bridge. Gives him just a small, tiny area in which to score, and he puts it right there. That is Johan Cruijff. No mistakes. A goal and an assist tonight. It is 3-1 Aztecs.
Cruijff now has 11 goals on the year and 3 more points to give him 36 with a goal and an assist. 3-point effort tonight for Cruijff, and he has 36 points on the year. And the Aztecs are right back on top, 3-1 now, getting back the goal that Seattle just got a moment ago on Ryan's penalty kick.
I think Ryan scored in the 15th minute and Cruijff in the 16th minute here in the second half, but we'll wait to see officially. Cruijff almost seems to be playing one game and the other 20 people are playing another game, and you almost think Cruijff can score at will. Unassisted, Cruijff's 11th goal of the year. And Ryan's goal, of course, on a penalty kick, also unassisted.
Unfortunate for young McAllister that Cruijff has made him look bad on 2 plays here tonight. One, ball handling his way around young McAllister. And here McAllister with a very bad pass that Cruijff intercepted right about there. In the penalty area, shot. Brown is there to save it. Oh, my.
You know, technically, Cruijff could be voted Rookie of the Year. I don't think he'll even be nominated, but he is a rookie in this league, although he may be the best player.
About,
right.
Yes.
Who did I say?
I know you did say Cruijff. I just wanted to repeat
Oh,
it.
yeah, I meant Cruijff. It is his first year in the league.
Millinder, number 22, is getting ready to come in for the Aztecs, who lead 3-0. Fine play, shot, goal. A goal by Seattle. Hold on. They're not going to allow it. Neighbor got the goal, but they're not going to allow it.
Offside, I believe they called.
Medhurst is really upset.
Huh. Okay, let's watch it. Here comes the goal.
Ryan, but it won't count.
I don't know why it was disallowed, Tom. I really don't.
I don't either.
Okay.
Yeah, Saunders really did not protest all that vehemently.
No, maybe the whistle blew. I don't know.
Here's Cruijff. Beautiful pass. Great save by Brown.
All right. Great play by the young goaltender.
And Veen, what a struggle. Van Veen battling with Bridge, and now McGrane has it for the Aztecs.
Bridge has been victimized on a couple of occasions tonight. He's getting a little rougher in his play. The official time, Ryan's penalty kick at 59:35. Cruijff's unassisted goal at 60:50. Remember, 45 minutes in the first half and another 45 here in the second. 3-1 Aztec.
Throw in for Seattle. That was Jimmy Neighbor taken down by young Dave Shelton across the way as Rinus Michels is getting ready to send number 22, Millinder in. Going to be a throw-in for Seattle. And we'll check, see who's coming out. For the Aztecs, it's going to be Hulcer who comes out.
And Jimmy Millinder is going in. Now, Millinder, let's watch and see why this goal was disallowed. Oh, no. This is the Aztecs. Not quite scoring at the end. That was the save. That was a beautiful save. Okay. Cliff Brown.
So Millinder is in and Hulcer is out for the Aztecs. We got a throw in now. Headed away by Boulton, who came out a long way to belt that ball back out of the penalty area.
Jimmy Millinder learned to play his soccer in Torrance in the youth program there. He was signed out of El Camino College after playing in North Torrance High. Began at age 8 in Torrance. Millinder drafted by the New York Cosmos, traded to the Aztecs just this past year, and there's Jimmy Millinder playing in front of the home crowd. Last year, spent the entire year on the Cosmos reserve team, never got a single minute of league action.
Seattle with the ball. That's McAllister. Partially deflected. Bobby Sibbald has it for the Aztecs. Over to Cruijff. Cruijff has a goal and an assist tonight, and he's played magnificent soccer.
Jimmy Millinder, 112 minutes of action coming into tonight's game.
Rongen back to Galindo. Aztecs with a 3-1 lead and 24 minutes remaining here in the second half of play.
It would be neat if Millinder could do something. Let all the American kids get in on the action. After what we saw last week here with the Cosmos.
Action at midfield and the Aztecs maintaining possession. To the score, 3-1. Sibbald. Puts it in the middle. Shot is beautiful. Dangerfield. Millinder may get an assist.
Half volley, I believe.
I tell you, Dangerfield that's his second goal tonight.
8th of the year.
And the Aztecs are really going to have, if they hold on, a 9-point game here tonight.
Okay, let's watch Dangerfield. The ball comes in. teammate is tripped, he'll score this goal with the left foot after scoring the last one with the right foot.
I believe that's Millinder who's going to get the assist on that. Here's another look at it. Now watch Millinder. See if that isn't 22 right in the middle? It is.
He's
down
tripped.
he goes, and Dangerfield left puts it in.
Had that not scored, there would have been a penalty.
So it is now 4-1 in favor of the Aztecs.
Dangerfield with his 8th goal now.
And second tonight. Van Veen and Cruijff at the other two. And it would appear with 22 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, and the Aztecs up 4-1, that Seattle's playoff hopes grow slimmer and dimmer as the evening in the game wears on.
It's possible they could still win and get in depending upon what the other team does. Toronto, who I believe had the same number of points coming into tonight's game. Now that plateaued field, Tom, the soccer field 70 yards wide. Okay, the middle 50 yards is absolutely flat, but as you suggested, for drainage purposes, the outside 10 yards on both sides are slanted down about a foot, so the ball does tend to roll out of bounds.
Dangerfield, Millinder, and Sibbald are going to get assists on the goal by Dangerfield, his second. And the Aztecs continue to apply the pressure on Brown. Cruijff centers it. It is kicked wide by Veen. Van Veen kicks it wide left. Van Veen with a goal, Dangerfield with 2, and Cruijff with 1. We've got Dangerfield with 4 points tonight. That man there, Cruijff, has a goal and an assist for 3 points. Van Veen, 2 points with a goal. And Millinder and Sibbald each get a point. And Galindo has a point on an assist. It's been a big night for the Aztecs.
Well, Millinder, nice to see him pick up a point in front of the home folks after
Cruijff.
winning the game in Torrance.
Cruijff stole that pass and tried a little chip shot. Tried to chip it right over the head of Brown, the goalie, and he got just too much of it and knocked it right over the net. So it stays at 4-1, Los Angeles, with 21 minutes remaining in this, the second half.
And they've now outshot Seattle 21-9. And I believe it was only 11-6 at halftime, so...
Smethurst along with Keri, and they have a bit of a bumping session, and it'll be a direct free kick coming to the Seattle Sounders, and Keri didn't like the call at all.
Michael Keri really emerging as a leader on this Aztecs club. 28 years old from Yugoslavia.
Rongen now to Galindo as the Aztecs come away from their defensive set. Dangerfield trying for the hat trick. Brown comes out to scoop it up.
Well, when you look at the Seattle defense, Tom, they are tall and they are very young. Impey is 24 years old, 6'1", from England. Bridge is only 19 years old, 6'1", out of Victoria, British Columbia. Kruger, only 19 years old, out of Seattle Prep. And McAllister, 22 years old, out of Seattle. So very young defense. They're going to be much better in the future.
To be sure, very young. There's McAllister with it.
Boy, when you go with 2 teenagers and you're playing against the likes of Cruijff.
Good centering pass. Keri. Cruijff.
There he goes.
Here he comes. He's got a goal and an assist on the side to Van Veen. Beautiful move. Another goal. Van Veen just drilled it by a prostrate Brown. Van Veen with his second goal.
Well, his 12th and 13th this year, and that time he just made a sensational move and then shot the eyes out of the net. Leo Van Veen. 6'3" forward out of Holland, 32 years old. Watch this. Goodbye around the young defense. Here he comes in. Now watch this shot. Again on the short side.
Just too quick for Brown.
Yep.
Too quick for him.
When you combine that much accuracy with tremendous velocity, watch him. The goaltender caught out of position. He thought he was going to shoot much earlier. And it was 19-year-old, or make that 22-year-old Impey, who got the lesson on that one. Leo Van Veen, a 5-1. And now substitutes coming in again.
Van Veen, an assist to Cruijff, so give Cruijff a goal and 2 assists tonight.
And the time, 70 minutes, 33 seconds. Well, the Aztecs ahead 5-1 over a team that won 9-0 recently.
Jimmy Neighbor with it for Seattle. And the Sounders must be disheartened, of course, trailing 5-1. Shelton in the corner. Seattle maintains possession. Ryan back out to Impey. Impey back out to Ryan. His shot, no good.
Well, Tommy Ord now in at forward, wearing number 18 for Seattle. He was a regular last year, but lost his job this year.
That's Hudson, along with Smethurst, in on top of Boulton, but he's equal to the task. Clears it out with a throw, but Seattle bring it right back down on the attack. Galindo clears it back to Cruijff. Cruijff down the left side. Cruijff with the ball. The crowd building in anticipation. Fires it across the Dangerfield. Off the goal post. Dangerfield trying for the hat trick. Dangerfield saves it. Millinder. Oh, look at Cruijff. Cruijff missing with a left-footed attempt.
I'll tell you, Seattle's got a lot of spectators out there right now. Players going in one-on-one. And if you're the Sounder that's caught back, your teammates are standing there watching, saying, hey, play him well. Nobody is getting back to help out. Let's watch Dangerfield go in and hit the post, looking for the hat trick. Here's the boot by the defender, by the goaltender, but he does not beat the crossbar.
Couldn't beat the goal post. Beat everything else. Yep. 5-1, Aztecs lead. Shot attempt by Cave is wide right. 16 minutes and 58 seconds remain in this soccer match as the Aztecs are pouring it on Seattle tonight. Second half shots 13-4 in favor of the Aztecs.
You mean Seattle's had 4? That would be my only question on that stat. Okay, let's watch Van Veen's last goal again. Just watch this. This is poetry. Puts the defender away. Goodbye. Around him, comes in on the goaltender. Just inside the goalpost. Just absolutely perfect. Not only good placement, good velocity on the shot, and there he is, Leo Van Veen, and he's taking a corner kick.
I tell you, Bridge put an awful good defensive move on him to keep him from getting another one tonight. The hat trick as well. Van Veen couldn't run it down as it was headed away. Seattle has it. Aztecs lead 5-1. We've got 16 minutes to go in the match. Aztecs on their way to their 17th win of the season. Chip shot headed away by Galindo. Back upfield. Van Veen couldn't get behind the young defender Kruger, or he might have been looking right down Brown's throat again. Got Dangerfield with 2 goals tonight. Cruijff has 1 and 2 assists. Van Veen has 2. Shot wide.
Well, the Aztecs, like a piranha going for a finger in the fishbowl, boy, they sense they can score, and they are going for it. Michael, that's pronounced. In case you're worried about the Yugoslav pronunciation, we don't worry about it. He calls it Michael, so we will too. Michael Keri, the cannon foot, and now Seattle has got an indirect free kick.
Number 2 is John Ryan, the Englishman, who scored the goal for the Seattle Sounders on a penalty kick. Oh, fine effort. Boy, chipped it, just narrowly missed putting it underneath that crossbar. Boulton high in the air to keep it out, but he didn't have to worry about it because it was just over it. Watch it again. We'll show it to you. And you take a look at it as Boulton sees it, and it just did clear the crossbar. Corner kick for Seattle, so apparently one of the Aztecs got at least some deflection on it. Headed away by Keri. On defense, Seattle runs it down at midfield.
For those of you at home watching this game and saying the Aztecs, wow, That's absolutely true. They're playing just superior soccer, and at the end of the year, that's the time to play it. Their first playoff game will be here a week from tomorrow night. That's a week from Wednesday night. So get out here and see it, because they're really playing well. They'll play either the Washington Diplomats or the Vancouver Whitecaps. They don't know which yet, but the first game will be a week from tomorrow night here at the Rose Bowl. Make your plans to be here.
Aztecs with it. That's Millinder. Millinder and Kruger. Millinder over on the right side to Van Veen. Back to Millinder. He has an assist tonight. Millinder.
Nice move. He's still going.
That's right. And diving on the ball at the feet of Millinder was Brown, the goalie for Seattle. 13 and a half minutes to go in this match. 5-1, the Aztecs lead.
Don't you have to love it? A guy who learned to play the game in Torrance when he was 8 years old. North Torrance High. Signed by the Cosmos, traded to Los Angeles, playing in this game and playing well here tonight. Jim Millinder.
That's Ord with the ball for Seattle over to Hudson. Ord is the bearded gent for Seattle, and McGrane is the guy sporting the chin whiskers for the Aztecs. That's Cruijff.
Ord, another victim of the rising standard of play in this league. 2 years ago, had 15 goals.
Kruger with a blast from long range, partially deflected. Wide to the left. Boulton had his eye on it all the time.
Last year, Ord has 7 goals. This year, he doesn't start. So that's what happens. The league gets better. It passes some of the players by.
Keri with the ball as he and Boulton kind of take their time. Now Boulton has it. 5-1 Aztecs. 12 and a half minutes remaining here. As the Aztecs have had a barrage of goals. Literally inundated young Cliff Brown. Seattle with it. That's Kruger, 13. Over to Hudson. Cave. Back to Bridge. Upfield to Hudson. Hudson near the midfield stripe. Drops it back to Kruger. Seattle unable to get their offense really on track here now. Trying to put it together. That's Cave over the midfield stripe. Dribbling it down the right side. That's Sibbald to mark him on defense. Cave left puts it in the penalty area over the goal line.
You were a soccer fan.
If an Aztec touched it, it'd be a corner kick, but no, it's going to be a goal kick for L.A. Yes, Dan?
Excuse me. If you were a real soccer fan, you'd say the Los Angeles work rate is much higher than that exhibited by Seattle, and it certainly has been. Los Angeles has worked much harder than the Sounders tonight, and they have deserved to be ahead, perhaps not 5-1.
Buttle chips it in. It is sent across the goal mouth, and the Aztecs clear it out. You could hear the goalkeeper, Boulton, shouting, "Get away, get away, get away."
Get
Keri
it out,
sends
get it
down.
out. And so Keri certainly did. About 50 yards.
Jim Gabriel wonders what part of the Rose Bowl fell in on him tonight. Boy, he ought to talk to his young goalkeeper.
Well, the young man thrust into a difficult situation. Ivanov plays all year and plays well. All of a sudden, he's hurt in San Diego, and here you are. Your name is Brown. You're the backup netminder out of the University of Seattle, and you're getting quite an education from some world-class scorers tonight.
Van Veen with 2. Dangerfield with 2. Cruijff with 1. Angelo DiBernardo is getting ready to come into the contest for the Aztecs with 10:25 remaining here in this match, the Rose Bowl. Rongen.
DiBernardo also out of Indiana University. Like another of the Aztecs, Dave Shelton. So the Aztecs, some very talented young Americans ready to make their mark in this North American Soccer League. And Rinus Michels has been bringing them along. He wants them to play. And DiBernardo started at the beginning of the year, and then they had to loan him to the U.S. national team for a while. He came back, and his spot was gone.
Some nice ball handling and passing by Seattle here in this little series. But they can't get the shot away.
Good tackle again by Rongen. What a great two-way player he is.
Down the field to Dangerfield. He's got 2, trying for the hat trick. Van Veen's got 2. Dangerfield centers it across. Shot is blocked. Oh, boy. Van Veen really let one go. Buttle clears it across.
Well, Sammy Llewellyn is down there warming up also. Angelo DiBernardo. So Rinus Michels may go to the bench in the last 9 minutes or so.
5-1. Aztecs lead. Seattle still trying, though one gets the impression they're well out of it here.
5-1 is almost impossible to make up in this amount of time in a game of soccer.
Cruijff. Beautiful footwork.
Look at him give ground.
Shot blocked. Dangerfield, Brown saved it right at the edge, or Dangerfield would have had the hat trick.
You know, now they're afraid to go after Cruijff. He's made them look bad, and they keep giving ground, backing in, and he makes the pass over here to Dangerfield, and there he goes.
Right there. Brown just did keep it out.
Yes, he did.
Aztecs are going to be asking for a penalty kick. Dangerfield was sent sprawling by number 13, Kruger.
And he gave it to them. Let's see if Dangerfield takes it for the hat trick. Now watch Dangerfield, number 7. He's going to kiss the good ground of Pasadena very shortly. There he is. Now watch the tackle.
Well, it wasn't a tackle. It was just a shove and a knockdown by Kruger.
And a dive by Dangerfield. He normally doesn't fall down when that happens.
So Dangerfield gets the penalty kick. Rinus Michels is up walking about. I don't know who's going to take it, whether it'll be Van Veen or Cruijff or Dangerfield. It's going to be Dangerfield, apparently.
Yeah, Michels went and had Dangerfield take it. Normally Van Veen would take it. Substitutions are being made.
Llewellyn is in for one.
I think DiBernardo was also in. There's Angelo going in. So Sammy Llewellyn is in the game. Angelo DiBernardo, you see him there.
Dangerfield for the hat trick. He's got it. Dangerfield gets his 3rd goal of the night. Hold it. Was it Cruijff? I thought Dangerfield took it. I thought he was lined up to it. Let's take another look.
Yeah, I was watching the substitutions.
So was I.
Yeah, it's Cruijff.
Cruijff.
And now this also is playoff warm-up. Cruijff, in the years he played for Rinus Michels, 14 of them never took the penalty kicks. That wasn't his job. But the Aztecs have missed 2 in recent games. So guess what, Johan? Just got another job.
2 goals and 2 assists for Cruijff. That's a total of 6 points tonight. 2 goals for Van Veen. That's 4 points. 2 for Dangerfield. That's 4 points. Galindo's got an assist. Millinder's got an assist. I tell you, points are fast and furious here tonight as the Aztecs lead 6-1. 7 minutes remaining in this contest, and the Aztecs well on top.
And this is their top offensive output of the 29 games they have played. 6 goals for the Aztecs.
Hudson. Ryan has the only goal for Seattle. Throws it over to Buttle. You can hear Boulton, the goalie, talking. Headed out of the penalty box area. This is the most they've scored all season long. Dan Avey, 6 for the Aztecs.
You know, Michels was criticized in the press, Tom, after the Cosmos game for not having Cruijff take the penalty kick that the Aztecs missed in a crucial situation. And he said, well, Cruijff has never done that for me. And then he walked down there tonight to make sure Cruijff did take it. So I have a feeling in the playoffs you will see Johan on any penalty kicks.
That'll be a corner kick. Number 15 is Steve Buttle. We've got 5:55 remaining in this contest. Aztecs on top, 6-1. Really pouring it on tonight against Seattle. Here come the Aztecs again. Keri over to Millinder. Back to Keri. Keri couldn't get to it, but Dangerfield shoots and scores again. Dangerfield, a right-footed effort, and that is his 3rd goal of the night. And Dangerfield has the hat trick, and young Cliff Brown shows all the frustration on his young face as he finds himself on his knees right there, wondering, is this all there is? An avalanche of shots and goals. Watch it again. Watch Dangerfield from the side. catching the corner of the goal as Brown strives valiantly. Can't do it. Caught the post and in it came. And that's number 3 for Dangerfield. Cruijff, here's another look at it. Chris just teeing off with that one. And Brown sprawled in utter defeat. Ord centers it. Chipped away and over the goal. And it'll be a corner kick coming up as McGrane, in his effort to clear the ball out, actually knocked it over his own goal line. So it'll be a corner kick for Seattle. That's Jim Neighbor. And Boulton is high to grab it. No assist on that goal, credited to Dangerfield, his 3rd of the night. And to recap it for you, Veen has 2, Cruijff has 2 and 2 assists. And a big evening. 7-1 in favor of the Aztecs. Here's Millinder. Centers it. Shot saved by Brown. Boy, Brown must feel like he's in a shooting gallery, and he's the target. They've been on him almost without let-up. Impey clears it on the right side. Seattle with the ball. In the middle. Neighbor. Pass down the left side. Buttle keeps it in play. No, Buttle was over the sidelines. Be a throw-in for the Aztecs. 7-1, 3 minutes and 18 seconds remaining in the match. Three minutes and 7 seconds remaining. 7-1, the Aztecs well in front. Cave. Shot attempt headed away on defense. McGrane. Throw in for the Sounders. That's Ord. Johan Cruijff 6 points. And the 6 points by Dangerfield. 2 of them tie a record for the most points scored by an Aztec this season in a game. That is single game, most points, 6 each. Cave with it for Seattle. Puts it in the penalty area. Oh my. Falling down, trying to clear it out of there was Keri. And it'll be a throw-in for the Sounders. Throw comes in to Alan Hudson. Hudson back out to Bridge. DiBernardo tries to tackle him off the ball, and Galindo has it for the Aztecs. Minute 51 remaining. Offensive player of the game, Johan Cruijff. Defensive player of the game, the Aztecs, Michael Keri. Here's Cruijff again. Shot is wide and high. DiBernardo missing as he tried to get in on the act. Left-footed it over Brown's head and over the goal. Watch DiBernardo again now. Watch Brown move into position. The shot is high. Left-footed effort. Hudson with it for Seattle. Lead pass to Ord. Ord back to Hudson. Hudson, lead pass. As the Sounders could not touch that, they'd have been offside as you saw them let the ball go. Boulton clears it to midfield. Nice chip shot. Here's Cruijff. He's beautiful pass. Shot in the goal. DiBernardo, and Cruijff gets the assist. So Cruijff has 2 goals, 3 assists, 7 points now. And you can watch it again as DiBernardo gets into the act. Hold everything, no goal. You can see it, but it won't count. Offside, apparently, as DiBernardo had come in behind the defense. Beautifully passed ball, well played. So Cruijff has 6 points. He'll have to settle for that. And DiBernardo will have to content himself with a nice try and an attaboy, but no goals. 7-1, we've got just a handful of seconds now, 2 in fact, as they tick away. And that's it. The game, mercifully enough for the Seattle Sounders and young Cliff Brown, is over as the Aztecs dominate Seattle, winning their 17th game of the year against 12 losses, 7-1. Really no contest. The Aztecs led 2-0 at the intermission. And then Ryan got the Sounders as close as they were going to get with a penalty kick as we got into the second half to make it 2-1. And then the goals came fast and furious. It ended up 7-1 with Van Veen getting 2, this handsome young fella, Dangerfield, getting 3, the hat trick. And of course, Johan Cruijff, the magician, 2 goals and 2 assists, 6 points. He and Dangerfield in a flat-footed tie for the most points scored by LA Aztec player in a single game. Dan Avey's gone down there. As you look at Rinus Michels, Avey has gone down, and he's standing on the sidelines, and we're going to have the 2 stars of this game, Dangerfield and Cruijff, with Dan Avey, and let's go to Dan at the sidelines.
Thank you very much. First of all, to Chris Dangerfield, congratulations on the hat trick.
Thanks very much. It's nice to get a hat trick. That doesn't happen very often.
Well, with using both feet, as I recall, too.
Yeah, but I was given a lot of space. You know, some great passing by our guys, and they were pushing forward and just made the best of the opportunities.
What does this do for Chris Dangerfield's psyche coming into the playoffs? Are you more confident now that you can do it?
Well, hopefully I'll be in the team next time we play, and it's nice to know you got a spot in the team. That's the main thing.
Well, you guys really moved the ball around well, and I thought the defense was sensational tonight, the team defense.
Oh, we couldn't have won if they had let 8 goals in. You know, they were tremendous. They pushed forward and created a lot of problems for their midfield and gave us a lot of space up front. We just played well as a team tonight.
Chris, you seem to take this game very seriously, although you had already had the playoffs made. What did the coach tell you before you started?
We take every game seriously. You know, in Rinus Michels, you can't take anything lightly. And we're trying to get a bit of momentum going for the playoffs, and hopefully we're going to go a long way.
Okay, Chris, let's turn to Johan here. A sensational game tonight, and your team really looks good getting close to the playoffs.
Yeah, because that's the most important thing, because I think the league we play here, you must see it like a warming up, because what's really counting is the playoffs. That's why maybe it's a little long preparation, but you must see it like a preparation.
Johan, did you know going into the game if there was a penalty kick that you would take it, or did that happen at the last minute?
Well, like I said last time, there were 3 who were going to take it. Like Leo van Veen missed it the other time, so there's 2 left, or Michael Keri or me.
So either one of you could have stepped up and taken it?
Yeah, so I took him.
What would happen in the playoffs? Would it be the first man to the ball then to take it?
Well, I think the players, or I or Michael Keri is going to take him. I think I scored a goal, so I think I'm going to take him.
What about this Aztec team now going into the playoffs? Do you think you are gelling now, coming together at just the right time of the year?
Well, we're getting better together, especially while we had about 9 new players in the team this year. This 7-1 is a little exaggerating. You must see the game until 3-1, because they were going and we were going. And after 3-1, they took all the risk to scoring goals to get more points. And that's why the 4 other goals, it's nice for the public, but it's nothing to do with the real game, what we were playing.
Tell us about the move you put on Jimmy McAllister for the first goal down here on the sideline. That looked like vintage Johan Cruijff working the ball.
The first goal we scored.
Yes, the one that you set up.
Well, I saw, normally I push the ball backwards, and I saw a big gap now, so I took him the other way around. And that's normally the moment when one of the forwards has got to go in.
Well, he certainly did. Thank you, Johan Cruijff and Chris Dangerfield, 5 of the 7 goals tonight, and good luck to you in the playoffs.
Thank you very much.
Okay, back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Dan Avey, and our congratulations to Chris and Johan. They were brilliant tonight. But you know, you could have interviewed any one of 3 or 4 of the Aztecs. Leo van Veen had 2 goals. Cruijff had 2 assists. Dangerfield with the hat trick. And the entire unit, as a unit, played extremely well. And Rinus Michels must be justifiably proud of the Aztecs and their showing tonight as they win quite easily 7-1.